Hi folks and welcome back to another IPT2. As we mentioned in our last podcast, we did say we would be back and rather quickly. So here we are. We didn't want to leave you hanging and we thought this would be an important podcast to get out there and across to everybody, especially newer PTs who need some support, and students themselves who are maybe thinking about the future, maybe next year, or even getting started currently. So, the podcast today is all about the Christmas period. This time of year when we look at what's going on in the industry, what's going to happen, and our advice basically on how to make sure that your business is the best it can be and that you're supporting everybody the best that you can. So, first of all, little disclaimer. When it comes to looking at the Christmas period, we usually advise that you do this way in advance. So, we are now on the 3rd of December, and we would advise doing this probably the beginning of November, if not the by the middle, at the very latest of November. And the reason for this is so you can have a sound plan of action, a sound plan of what you're going to do and structure. And again, that's what's lacking a lot of the time when it comes to what to do in this Christmas period. It leads a lot of people down a bad path, and eventually it leads to a lot of personal trainers, a lot of people not doing much in the gym. So we don't want that for you. We want you to be successful, especially if you're listening to this podcast. That's what we're all about. So first of all, with that little disclaimer out of the way, we would have also planned in advance, way in advance, probably the year before, what our year is kind of going to look like month to month. Have a 12-month plan, including that month you might take off on holiday, etc., etc. And we will talk about that on one of our last podcasts of the year, how to go about setting that up and so on. So when we look at this time of year, and the reason we advise getting ready sooner rather than later is because every year it seems to be that Christmas parties are getting earlier and earlier, with the earliest being at the beginning of November. And that's when we start to see a drop off in people attending the gym. We see attendance in the gym just slightly drop off in some gyms, and in some gyms it's absolutely a massive drop off. And we don't really want to see our business affected by that drop off. So what is it that you can do? Well, there's many things, and that's kind of what we're going to cover today. So first of all, it's really about taking a look at what you need from this period of time. So, for instance, some of you may be looking to get new clients. Some of you may be looking to the future and making sure that your books are filled. Some people may be looking into the next year of what they can do. Some people might be looking at a little bit of both. And some of you might be just looking at consolidating your own clients and the batch that you've got already. So really that's going to be up to yourself, but we have some strategies that are going to help. So you'll shortly see on our social media that we're doing a countdown to Christmas Day, kind of like an advent calendar. You know, kids love advent calendars, adults love advent calendars, but advent calendars come in all shapes and forms, and there's no reason why you couldn't make one for yourself, for your clientele, and for the people you train. There's no reason you can't do that. So if that's something you want to take from us, then please, by all means, take it. And we will give you other suggestions. We really want you to go and find what works for yourself, not what you're just copying from somebody else. So, Now we've got a kind of idea about what we want from our time in the gym at this time of year. Now is the time to really delve into those needs. So, for instance, if you are needing a couple of clients around 6 p.m. or 6 a.m., whatever time it is of the day that you need clients, you should be at the gym at that time. And that's a piece of advice I would give at any time of the year, but it's even more important at this time of year, and there is a reason for that. And the reason is you're going to meet some very dedicated gym goers who continually go to the gym even though we're getting closer to Christmas. Now, looking at the calendar, you have roughly about 15 days left. So, and that's before Christmas, obviously. So, 15 working days, and that's taking away the weekends. What are you going to do to kind of cap off your year and make sure you're successful? So, if you can be meeting all of these gym goers who are still going to the gym at this time of year, that's going to be amazing, because one, you have the opportunity to speak to them in a quieter setting. Two, you have the opportunity to plant seeds. So even if they don't take personal training then and there, which is often what happens anyway, you can speak to those people and plant the seed for next year. Just make sure to follow up with that, because what happens a lot of the time is, as personal trainers tend to do, they forget to take details or say, I'm going to follow up with you next year, or I can't wait to see you in January, and then follow up just naturally. What we really need to look at is, can we get ourselves mentioned by this person as well? So this is another little bit of the strategy. So this could be part 3. When you are talking to somebody who comes to the gym an awful lot, and they are maybe one of those pillars of the community within the gym. Now remember, there will be members that are the pillars of the gym. We want them to talk about us and our services to other people in the gym when they come to the gym. Now, the best time of year for that to work for us is going to be January and September. Those are the busiest points of the gym when you get the most influxes of new members, even February to an extent. So if your advocates are out there speaking to the new members, because you might not be able to speak to all the new members, and the new members might not always want to speak to you, but if they're speaking to other people within the gym, and those other people are explaining how good you are in the service that you deliver, that's half the battle done for you. These people will then seek you out instead of you having to seek them out. And again, that's how you can provide a better service in January as well. So speak to those people who are in at the times that you need clientele at, and they will pass on the message for you. So that's why it's really important to be out on the gym floor and interacting, and not hidden away in the back of the club, not in the staff room, not anywhere else. It's also an opportunity for you to start planning next year, and you might feel a bit overwhelmed, a bit like you have no time to do these kind of things. But take your laptop, take your devices, whatever you use to plan your business, might be a diary. Take it onto the gym floor, sit in the members area, interact with members, make sure they know that you're a personal trainer and you're there to help. But also spend a little bit of time working on your business, if that's when you have the free time. Because if you're in the gym and you're working away at building your client base, that's great. But what we want to see happen is you get more clients because you've been spending time in the gym. So you can double impact that by being in the places the clients will see you, potential clients, and getting the work done that you need to get done. So if it isn't at the members area, if you don't have one, maybe you can stand near the door. Make yourself a little standing desk. Make yourself accessible to people. You know, if the place where you need to stand is outside of the changing rooms, then that might be your other option. Or it could be outside the class area if classes are your big focus. And with that mentioned, classes are another thing that you can start to think about as well. When we think about the personal training model, as we just said there are things that are essential to your business, like being there and putting yourself in front of the client. But there's nothing even more important than putting yourself in front of multiple people. So if you can, then why not put yourself in front of those clients on a bigger scale? So if you can take classes, great, take classes. So in those classes, the greatest thing you can do at this time of year is make them fun. Maybe add in some elements that you've never used before. Add in some new exercises to keep things fresh and exciting and to get a buzz about what you do. And again, remind them that you do personal training, because one of the biggest things that group instructors can do, biggest mistakes really, is they forget to tell the class that they do personal training and they can help them on a one-on-one. When it comes to that class as well, at this time of year, we want to feel like we're part of a community. We want to feel like it's something magical that's going on, and you can help create that for the people who come to your gym. Now, that's maybe not your job, maybe that's the manager's job, but certainly you can play a hand in it. And if you do, then you're more than likely going to see a return in business. Again, those people who come to your class, if they don't immediately do personal training, they might be the ones that are talking about you, who are then your advocates. And again, having more advocates within the gym is going to get you more clientele. Remember, it's all about that service that you bring, and I could harp on all day about service standards and how you then do things for your clients, but the reality is that's down to yourself and the way that you like to portray yourself. These are just ideas for you to move forward with, and to be honest, it's not just myself they've worked for. They've also worked for many PTs, many students we've had, and even the tutors themselves have used these techniques in the past. So, thinking about the people who come to the gym, we've thought about those people who come mostly through this next 3-week period. They're going to be the dedicated bunch. If you're lucky enough to have busy classes during this time, great. If not, make sure you're still providing that massively beneficial service. Even if it's just 4 people who turn up to your class, that could be 4 potential clients. So make sure that you really talk to them, see what they want to get out of the sessions, give them something new and fun to do. And then we have to look at what else we can do. So like I kind of spoke about earlier, was the way that we're going to do an advent calendar. And that is, yes, marketing at its finest, but at the same time, it's not just about enticing new customers. We want to provide the best service for existing customers. We want to make sure that everybody is taken care of and that they are able to shine through this time of year. And we're going to provide a little advent calendar for that, to give some ideas away, to give some other stuff back to the community at a larger whole, and to help ensure that we do actually improve our business as well, because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make an impact, and that's what you're trying to do as well. So if that advent calendar idea works for you, great. If not, then let's look at some other ideas we have. So one of the ideas that worked really well, probably in most gyms, is a Santa sleigh challenge. So challenges of some sort. Challenges usually involve you giving something away for free. So that may be personal training sessions. That's the one that's quite often given away. So make sure if you're giving away personal training sessions that there's some caveat to it. There's something that makes it stand out, because people will just ignore a free giveaway of personal training sessions because a lot of the time they don't see the value in it. So what's more valuable to your clients, personal training sessions or being part of your nutritional service? You know, you can give away different things, but the essence of it all is so that you can capture the data of people who are interested in personal training. So we want to try get the email addresses of the people who enter the competition. That's going to be the very first thing. It's as easy enough as them maybe looking at a QR code and signing up with that, and you capture the email address via something like Linktree. It could be that you use Paperform and get people to write their email address, although sometimes that can be a bit tricky. The way they write addresses down can be ineligible sometimes, i.e. you cannot read what they've written. So that's one to be careful of. And again, if you can get their social medias, again, think about the one that you use the most. If it's Instagram or TikTok, ask people to put their social media down there so that they're then followers of yours as well. Then obviously maybe use a random generator, put the information into that, allow somebody to win it, but make the challenge fun, because at the end of the day, that's what it could be that gets somebody on board with working with you, that fun element. So it could be the Santa Sleigh Challenge, where they use the battle ropes until they tire themselves out. So they have to get, say, to 150 beats per minute in the heart rate, if they've got a heart rate monitor, or if you have one. Or it could just be how long can they go at a certain speed. They could also do different things. They could do the one-armed Santa Sleigh, where they only get one arm, and again, it's just to see how long that arm can last. Another one you can do, depends on how extravagant you want to go. You could dress up the hang station as a sleigh and ask people to hang from Santa's sleigh. You could hide a present around the gym each day. Again, it could be little gifts like a water bottle or a free training voucher or whatever it is that you want to give away. Again, try not to spend too much money, because we want to make sure you get a return as well, obviously. So it could be that you have one day where the present is going to be more extravagant than any other day, but again, it's a little bit of a hunt for people. Again, that would be dependent on how big your gym is. And there's other things you can do as well. You could have an attendance card, a Christmas attendance card. You could simply give out Christmas cards to the people who come to your class all the time as a thank you. And in that thank you can give them a taster session. You could also give them a taster session with that card, that attendance card. Get some little stamps from the shop, Christmas ones obviously, and stamp up a little card that you give them, And if they attend 4 times, 5 times in the month, they get a taster session in January. Again, it makes you look more busier. It depends on your needs, obviously. Some people won't need that. They don't need loads of taster sessions booked in, but some people might. So think about that. Think about what your needs are as a business. And then try to think about these ideas. And these ideas are things that have worked in the past, but also they are ideas that have came from just thinking outside of the box. So thinking outside of the box, what else can you do to help your clients? Now, we've covered potential clients in classes, we've covered potential people in the gym. What about those clients you have already? So if you have a bunch of clients who are looking to get their goals, but it's Christmas time and they're taking some time away, and you do get this, clients will disappear over Christmas time. We need them to come back into the business. So when does that happen? Have you even spoke about that with your client? Have they said they're going to come in before New Year? They're just taking Christmas off. Are they taking December off? What are you doing to keep into contact with your clients? Are you sending them emails or text messages? What are you going to do for your clients? I personally was a big believer in getting all my clients a Christmas gift. So each client, I attributed £10 to them, and I would buy them a gift each year. £10, that's all it was. Nothing extravagant, nothing stupid, just something personal to them, and every client got a gift. That's not too much to ask. And yes, it might take a Saturday away from you, and you'll have to go into the shops and buy presents for all your clients. But that's one day out of the entire year. And again, if your clients are paying money into your business, why not get them something in return? Why not give them a little present? Make them feel part of the community. Why don't you ask if you can put on a community class for your PT clients only? That's really down to you and what you want to do. That's something I have done for clients in the past personally, and it works very well. But again, how well do you know your clients? Are some of your clients alone this Christmas? What about if you could put on a Christmas Day class for those clients who are alone? Get them into the gym. Yes, that might mean you need to spend a few hours in the gym on Christmas Day, and that might not be ideal for you. But that's another idea to think on. Are you supporting those clients who are alone this Christmas? And what kind of things are you sending to your clients to keep them engaged and involved over Christmas? Are you sending them things like Christmas pudding recipes? What about some protein bar recipes in case they get snacky during the Christmas period? What about some advice about enjoying themselves over Christmas? What are you actually doing to help your clients succeed without it being too much of a pressure on people to not enjoy their Christmas time? At the end of the day, if somebody's looking to drop weight and they have a couple of bad meals over Christmas time, it's probably not going to be the end of the world as long as they go back to their normal nutrition. If somebody's looking to get a six-pack and be in extremely good shape, then yeah, we have to tell them the realities, but otherwise we should be really advocating that people enjoy this time of year, because let's face it, we're living in a time period where not everybody is enjoying life. So let's bring some more of that cheer to our clients and help them understand that there can be a little bit of give and go when it comes to these things. So I would definitely advocate keeping in touch with your clients. make sure you've set some firm dates that they're coming back, because if you don't, that's how you can lose your clients. Also, put some things into place, thinking forward as well. Just like we spoke about at the beginning of this podcast, if you're looking to put a plan in place for December, you really should have done that previous at the beginning of November, or even earlier if you can. And certainly if you're looking at January now and the new year, that's exactly what you should have been doing as well. So please make sure to take care of those clients. Make sure you've got a plan of action. Put things into action quickly if you don't have that. Again, turning up at the times when you need clients is an easy thing to do and implement quickly. You don't have to have a Christmas advent calendar, or you don't have to have loads of things going on in your social media. You just have to be there and meet people. And for those people who are looking at more of the hybrid model and are looking at capturing clients online at this time of year, again, that's where you should be looking at maybe some giveaways, some challenges, some specific things to help people at this time of year, because people struggle. And if you can do that, that should increase your reputation, should help people advocate you a little bit more, and should then be the thing that's a catalyst for you to then improve your business. So again, as always guys, thank you for listening. I hope that was a bit of a help, especially for people who are struggling. And again, if you're struggling, as we always say, reach out to us. We want to help you. We're not just about the paid education. There is free things that we give out as well that can help you with your understanding of the business of personal training. We also want to make sure that all personal trainers are successful, because there's enough people who need training to go about. We've spoken about this in the past. So please reach out if you need some support. And as always, if there is a topic you want us to speak about, please let us know. And we would love to have anybody who would like to have a chat with us onto the podcast. So please make sure to message us and we can have a little chat around fitness on the podcast. So until next time, we will leave you be. And please, guys, have a great week ahead. We'll be back next Sunday with our next podcast. Again, we're looking at the end of the year now. Only a few weeks left. So please make sure to subscribe and follow us on all the social medias. And look out for these messages we have leading up to the new year, as we can hopefully give you some insight and detail into what you can possibly do to help yourselves moving forward into the new year. Till next time, guys, take care and speak soon.